While we are back in Michigan for the summer, we typically don't spend a lot of time in the camper. Instead, we are constantly working on projects at our cabin, but we also manage a property down the road with a 100-year-old log cabin on site. This is the same place where we store our camper, so today we are sharing this side of our life and what a typical week in the summer looks like. Welcome to Living Large Camping. All the trees that we were trying to protect whenever we pulled all the stumps are blooming and looking good, and now it is thick and lush out here. But we're gonna head over to the log cabin today. If you guys have watched a lot of our videos here in Michigan, you know that we store our camper there and share some equipment in exchange for property management services over there. So we keep it mowed, we do all the maintenance, and part of that is winterizing and unwinterizing. But it's in the 70s all week here, and they have renters coming in like 2 weeks. So we're gonna go over there, turn everything on, just make sure all of the plumbing works, and just in case we need to have something fixed, we have some time to do that. Should be a pretty easy job, but we'll see when we get there. Thankfully this year, whenever we pulled into Michigan, there weren't any trees down over the roads, and everything was pretty tame in the cleanup sense of things. Last year was the once in a generation ice storm that came through, and it did a lot of damage to the trees around this property, so we were here for weeks trying to get it all cleaned up. And we're very glad to say that that did not happen this year. Amelia's grabbing the keys for me because we left them in the shop. And then we'll get in here, get the fireplace going, and then we'll start to get the well turned on. This is the log cabin here. It was built in the 1920s and actually moved 3 different times until it ended up on this property. It's not too intricate as far as unwinterizing things, but to start, I'm gonna get the propane tank turned on and the fireplace going. That way we can at least be warm inside.
Hey guys!
How's it feeling here?
Actually pretty good.
Nice.
Smells good.
Here's all the cabin.
It's actually warmer than I was expecting. So that's also nice. I'm not in desperate need for the fire to be on.
What is that? Oh, that's a plug. I thought that was a mouse sitting up on the... That's hilarious. Look at this.
Kinda looks like it.
This is the plug for the lamp, but it just looked like a little critter. Well, let's get some lights on in here.
Let's hope it's not. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, this one here. There we go. And I'll start with the stove, and then we'll work towards the fireplace. The fireplace was giving us some issues last year. I ended up having to replace the thermocouple and the whole unit on the bottom of it. So hopefully this year, turning it on is as simple as just starting the lines and getting it going.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. That was an interesting job.
Nice.
That's on. So let it do that for a second, and then we'll try to flick it on.
Oh gosh, look at all of them.
Yeah.
God, it looks like a wasp farm.
Yeah. They did that last year. There's wasps. They like to hide up in the... I don't know, they just come down in here, but...
Watch your butt. You just knocked over. Oh, I guess we're about to smoke them out. Okay, check,
Well,
check.
that's good. Yeah, that's important. Now we're gonna go into the well house, get the water turned on, and come over here and start opening lines, seeing what all works.
Hopefully everything.
Hopefully everything. That's the plan. That's a great start. The fireplace is a pretty big attraction for this log cabin. It just fits the charm, and although it's pretty warm during the days, the nights do get cold here, so having that working is always a good thing. The well is in this little house down here, just, I don't know, 50 feet from the cabin, and it's got a washer and dryer, laundry room, and the other side is like the well pump and all the controls. First things first, get all the power on. Plugs, plug, lights, plugs. Well, there's the well.
Making noise.
Making noise. Alright, we need to go open up the well lines that come here. Here's the wellhead, and this actually has some shutoffs and winterizing valves right next to the wellhead, which is really nice and something that we've considered doing for our place if we ever need to. And they're all labeled, So, well house. Gotta turn on the valve, and it's buried below the frost line.
Do we leave something open?
Yeah, some of the valves were open, so they were just shooting all over the place in here.
All good?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to, I didn't know if we left anything open in here, and that was pouring out, so I wanted to check to make sure it's not all pouring in here. We're good. Oh, the lines, the lines for this place aren't on because those are down in the crawl space. It's all coming back. It's just now 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we were up pretty early today. Connor's probably up at 5:30. I was up at least at 5:45. We just have a very busy day ahead of us and wanted to open up the log cabin to start the day. Everything's looking good so far. Connor does a great job shutting this place down, and the inside looks really good, and that's usually what I focus on. So of course we saw some mice droppings in there, but you can't really prevent them. They're gonna get into anything if they can for a shelter in the winter, but as long as there's nothing spraying around in the cabin, leaking water, or cracked toilets, we're looking good.
We're gonna start one room at a time. I'm gonna do the washer and dryer real quick, and then we'll move on to the cabin. We're gonna run a tub clean on that because it had antifreeze in it, and we'll come back and check on it later.
We just double checked the well house. Everything is pressurized to 60 PSI, and the water heater's working. Connor just tested it in the laundry room, and he's running a tub clean just to make sure everything looks good. So now the cabin?
Now we're going to the cabin. We got to go in the crawl space, get the water lines opened up there, and then fill the water heater and check all the plumbing.
Make sure everything's working.
It's always a little nerve-wracking the first time you open up the crawl space. See if any critters are inside.
That is so true.
I don't see any eyes yet. On the crawl side of crawl space, you know? Well, looks pretty much the same as when we left it. Where's my light?
There you go.
There we go. Okay, what's new in here? Alright, this blue line right here is what comes from the well house. And it comes into here, and then it can pressurize the cabin. And it can also go from here down towards the shop and everything. So it's kind of a two-part valve here, but first things first. That's water to the cabin.
Should I go up and check stuff?
You can, yeah.
Well, it's good. Water is coming out, so it means it's working and nothing's leaking underneath the sinks. I'm not gonna lie though, going under the sink and just lifting things, I'm on edge thinking something's gonna jump out at me or I don't know what, but that's just a fear you have when you leave something for 6 months. I mean, nature is gonna take over. Luckily, doesn't want to say hello to me this morning. I'll take it.
I just filled the water heater and turned it on. Now we're gonna open up the line that goes towards the rest of the property. So the shop, the orchard, and there's another couple lines throughout the area. And once we do this and check it all, should be pretty much good. Let's go see if we left anything open. There's one back here. They're kind of all over the place.
Connor's going to check the orchard to make sure none of the lines have popped and nothing's exploding over there and, well, not working. And I am quickly walking over to the shop to make sure we didn't leave any of those lines open, because if we did, water is rushing out. Not a bad thing, but don't need to waste water like that. So far, I don't know why we would have left them open, truly, but you never know. We were in quite a rush trying to get out of here, fixing the camper and also shutting this place down for the owners, and it was just a very busy October, which that feels forever ago. But this isn't open. There's one more on the other side, but I also don't know why that one would be open. I think we're all good. It is impressive how fast things can switch back on.
It takes next to nothing. I mean, we've been here, I don't have my watch on, but 30 minutes maybe. Got the toilet here, and that's the last thing in the bathroom. Great sign.
And then no cracks, no leaking in the sides?
Nothing I've seen. We learned our lesson with toilets at our place because we had like a fancy one that had lines inside the porcelain and it busted last winter. And so we had to replace the toilet the very first day that we got back to our cabin. But this one's a much simpler one. And this is also what we have at our home now. So these are pretty easy. But still glad that it's all working. Just gotta check the kitchen sink, outside hoses, and then back down in the basement to make sure nothing's leaking. I'd say we're pretty much done. We do have cleaners that are coming to deep clean the cabin. They've been doing it for a long time with the previous owner, and they'll be here in the next week or two, but we wanted to make sure that everything was working before they arrived. And I think at this point, it's just a waiting game for them. I'm gonna check the well house one more time and just make sure the well turns off. If it turns off, that means nothing's running. So the system's pressurized and it can shut down until you open a faucet. And that's what we're looking for there, but Fireplace works. Water works. Really all you can ask for. Good job.
Great job.
That means
Honestly,
it was a
success.
successful winterization last fall.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to them. I was like, well, the inside looks pretty good, and all the lines on the outside are perfect. I'm just really glad nothing exploded, and the fireplace turned on. So that's great.
I ended up having to fix the fireplace myself last year because nobody would work on those fireplaces out here. Part of being a small town is you're subject to small town businesses, and for whatever reason, it's like a Norwegian brand, and they like refused to order parts and come take a look at it and fix it. So I had to learn how to fix fireplaces and buy the parts from the factory and do it, and it's been working great. So it's just one of those things. It's like, it's annoying that the place wouldn't help out here, but it gave me an excuse to learn a new skill and to get this place back going, and that's just part of property management. I'm going to close up the crawl space here, just put some eyes on it, make sure nothing else is leaking, and then we're going to be good to go. If you guys enjoy seeing some of this like alternate side of our life here, please let us know it down in the comments, because we're over here quite a bit taking care of this place, and it's just a really special cabin and a cool property. And if you guys want to see more of it, we're happy to show it to you. Just, you got to let us know. We ended up having some crazy flash flooding here yesterday, and it did quite the number to our gravel driveway. I went over and got the tractor a few days ago to move the mulch around the trees that we did, and then I just went a minute ago to pick up our box blade. I'm gonna get this driveway smoothed back out. It's not gonna be perfect, but it is gonna take the huge ruts out of the middle of it. That way we're not tearing it up even more than it already is, and the ground is still damp right now. So before everything dries out, I'm gonna get it broken up and hopefully get this thing smoothed out a little bit, because it's looking really bad.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's going on there. Unless the water came underneath and washed all of that. Holy.
It is so humid out today, but Connor's only been working on this driveway for 20 minutes, and it looks incredible. Night and day difference. We have been needing to do this for a while, but we also really need to probably put more gravel down, just because that was a mess, but it looks amazing. Dang. It looks amazing.
Hey, thanks. I at least got everything scraped up and sort of leveled out, so now I've tried to put a little bit of a crown in the road. I'm gonna have to come back and do more of that later, but we don't have a ton of time to get this finished up. So I'm just gonna go now with the box blade and just scrape it all in, and back and forth, trying to get it compacted and use all the material that we gathered scraping it up. So that's all we do now. Hopefully just another 10 or 15 minutes and it'll be better than it was. I'm gonna call this project complete and good enough. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff that I am doing wrong with using the box blade incorrectly, but There were huge ruts down here in the driveway, and they're not here anymore, which means we're not gonna be bouncing up and spinning our tires, getting up the driveway and tearing it up even further. So for now, this is better than what we were working with yesterday. That rain was insane. It almost seemed like some sort of straight line winds or tornadoes hit up in this area. It was very eerie. So glad to have that over with and our driveway looking better. If you are an experienced tractor operator and you do know how to use a box split like this, just let me know what I'm doing wrong, and I'll try to learn from the comments. But either way, we hope you guys have enjoyed watching some of the content back at the cabin. There's all kinds of fun stuff that's going to be going on over the next couple of weeks, and we do appreciate the fact that you guys let us have a few weeks off. We got married in middle of June, and we took the next 3 or 4 weeks just to ourselves to enjoy married life for the first couple of weeks. But doesn't mean we haven't been doing stuff on the back end, so lots to come. We have some fun things planned, and it's going to be a large time. Now that we have our driveway looking better and mostly fixed up, we actually have to go and do this at the log cabin property that we manage as well. I'm going to drive the tractor over there with the box blade. The driveway has been needing some work anyway, and the flash floods just made massive ruts through the slopes on the driveway. So it looks really bad right now, and it's actually kind of dangerous because your car tires almost fit into the rut. So we're going to go over there today and kind of tear into the driveway. Hopefully we can get it fixed up within 1 day, because we have renters coming this weekend and we need that place looking good enough for the renters. So we'll meet you guys at the log cabin and start working on the driveway there. Road scraping is doing pretty good so far. I went around a couple passes, and this is to break everything up. That way we can go back and recompact it down. So now I've got the teeth up and the box blade tilted backwards so we can smooth out the material. I also tilted one side up, hopefully put kind of a crown in towards the middle of the road. So I'm gonna go around now, a few passes on that, and start compacting it down and see how well it does with the dry gravel. It's not terribly dry, but a little bit of water would be good in there. So hopefully it starts to look good now.
Well, I know you guys haven't seen me yet, but it looks really good. I have been in the log cabin, switching the sheets, cleaning it, all of the things. I think we told you guys that we are basically in charge of cleaning the log cabin this year as the rental cleaners. So that's been a new job for us. It's been really fun. I love this place, but it is hot. There's no AC in there, so we are cleaning it in like 90 degrees, but I think we're wrapping up the day. It is like 5:30, so I think that's fair.